Good morning, children. Welcome back once again to our, as usual, English literature class. We have all completed our unit test recently. So, today onwards, we are going to continue our daily chapters. As you are all aware about that, I had already started a new chapter, a new topic with you before the test, and the topic it was a Turkish judge. Those who have not listened the chapter well, I suggest you all to go through my earlier video so that the page which today I am going to teach you, it will be easier enough for you to understand the story, because if you do not connect with the earlier videos, the leftover stories, then it will be quite uneasy for you to understand. So please follow the earlier tutorials so that it will be easy to understand you the remaining forthcoming stories ahead. So here I go with the new page, that is page number 45. Pay attention and listen it carefully. The Qadi then turned to the old man. What do you have to say in your defense? So the situation, I think you all remember that the Qadi was holding the court, So Qadi now turns towards to the old man and asks him the question, what is your opinion? What is your question? What is your thought and views in order to save yourself, in order to defend yourself? This is the question it was asked. The horse is mine, Your Honor, answered the old man. Straightforward, the old man says, this horse belongs to me. It's my horse. I have cared for him since he was a colt, when it was a baby horse. Since then I have been taking care of it and looking after it. If that horse is taken from me, how will I live? I am old and feeble and I barely walk. I need my faithful horse to carry me. How can I live without this horse? I am so old, I am so weak. Without this horse, it is not possible for me to live at all, because I can't even walk properly. You can't see my condition, how feeble I look, how old I look. This is the only support, this horse is the only support for me to carry from one place to another. So without this, I will become very helpless. This is what he states his problem. Okay? Here the old man wailed and forced false tears to gain the sympathy of the Qadi. In this way, the old man starts wailing, crying bitterly. He starts dropping his false tears in front of the Qadi so that he could gain his sympathy. This is the situation that it came here. The Qadi calmly asked, have you any witness? Do you have any proofs or witnesses? This is the question it was asked. No, Your Honor, replied the Caliph and the old man together. Then said the Qadi, leave the horse in my stable and return to this courtroom tomorrow morning. Similar in the way, once again, the Qadi now says, leave the horse in my courtroom. Both of you go for the moment. You come tomorrow morning so that I will be able to give you the proper judgment and the justice should be done. The next morning, the Caliph arrived at the courtroom early, for he was keen to hear how the Qadi would decide the case of the coin and that of the book. The Caliph became very anxious, eager and anxious to know about how this Qadi is going to decide the cases, how he is going to handle the case of that earlier coin and the book matter, as all of you might have understood in my previous class, I hope. How he is going to decide those two cases. He was very anxious to know about it. About his horse, he was much and more anxious to know the way in which the Qadi used to decide the cases. This is what he was much more serious about to know. That is why he comes quite earlier the very next morning. As soon as the Qadi entered the room, he ordered the oil merchant and the porter to come before him. So Qadi enters the courtroom, he orders both of those two, the porter as well as the oil merchant, to bring in front of him in the courtroom. Handing the gold coin to the oil merchant, he said, here is your gold coin. Take it, it is rightfully yours. So to whom handles the gold coin? He handles the gold coin to the, here is your gold coin, take it is rightfully yours. Tells to the, handing it to the gold coin to the oil merchant. So finally, the Qadi hands over the gold coin to the oil merchant and says, this belongs to you, it rightfully belongs to you, it is yours, you take it and be happy. This is what the Qadi do. Then he turned to the potter. You have tried to keep what did you not belong to you. You said in a stern voice, you have done a very bad work by saying the thing which you have no right, which it does not belong to you, that also you have tried to take it away in a very bad way, in a bad manner. So in this way, it is very bad. You have talked also in a very stern voice, So this is how the Qadi very seriously rebukes the what you say here to the potter. Okay, this is what we understand here in these few paragraphs in the story, children. Next, the Qadi called the writer and the tailor before him. Now, whose turn it was to be called to the next? It was the writer and the tailor. What does he say to them? How does he decide? Let us see. This book of learning belongs to the writer, he said. I now return it to him. So finally, the Qadi had decided that the book was to whom it belonged to? It belonged to the writer. That is why he says, I now return it to him. I am going to return this book to the writer, because the real owner of this book is no other, the writer only. This is how he decides the case right in the time, in the moment. But your honor, I swear that is mine, protested the tailor. But the tailor did not like this. That is why he protested against the Qadi and says that, but your honor, this book belongs to me. How can you give it to the writer? This is how he protests. Okay. Soldiers, take this false swearing tailor and ensure that he pays the writer 5 gold coins for the trouble he has caused him, ordered the Qadi. In this way, the Qadi gives a very strict punishment to the tailor and orders his soldiers to take him away right from there. And how much to be fined? He asked the soldiers to make a fine to him to pay writer 5 gold coins, because the way in which he has wasted the time of the writer and brought him into the trouble to the court in front of the Qadi regarding all these matters. Now this tailor is going to get a very severe punishment by paying how much? By paying 5 gold coins to whom? To the writer. Okay. So here we come to learn about these children. Finally, the Caliph and the old man were called before the Qadi. Now in this way, after those two cases have been decided, whose turn it was there to be called for? It was now for the time to be called to Caliph as well as the old man to come right in front of the court, in front of the Qadi. In this way, they were called now. Finally, the Caliph and the old man were called before the Qadi. The Qadi addressed the old man. Why have you repaid the generosity of a stranger with ingratitude? This is a type of question it was asked by Qadi to the old man. The question it was asked that why have you repaid the generosity of a stranger with ingratitude? Why you have treated him in such a manner? He was so grateful to you. He gave you so much help, support, and he showed a lot of kindness to you, even being a stranger in a new place. But why you are paying him in such a manner? Why you are treating him in such a manner? This was a type of question that it was. Why you are becoming so ingratitude towards to a person who is so helpful to you? Why you behave so? This is a type of question that it was asked by Qadi to that old man. I will make sure you mend your cunning ways. From this day on, you will be employed at the court, and it will be your duty to extend courtesy to all the travelers who come to Basra. In this way, a very strict punishment it was given to him too. Now from today onwards, what you are going to be? I will make you sure mend your cunning ways. From this day onwards, from today onwards, you will be employed in the court. You are going to work in this court itself, and you will be giving your full service towards to any stranger, those who come to our territory of Basra. You will extend your courtesy, your sympathy, your help, your whatever they require as a guest, a kind of service which they require, that it will be all be provided to them by yourself. As you have become very disloyal to a person, a strange person, stranger, those who have come to our region, now as a punishment, you are going to treat, you are going to service each and every stranger and the visitor, those who are going to come to our territory of Basra. This is a kind of type of punishment that it was offered to whom? Offered to the old man by the Qadi. Okay, so this is what we learn here in this paragraphs, and the page number 45 we have concluded today. So let us continue the remaining part.